Well, it's the second day of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas over here in Indore, and the new engine is over here trying to bring all the glimpses and more deepen interactions with the diaspora and the several delegates who are present over here from different parts of the world. I'm now joined by one Mr. Canadian scholar, that is Mr. Jeffrey Armstrong with me. So thank you so much. Namaste.
Namaste.
It's the second day of Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. You are attending this. You have come from Canada. You were recently given one particular award of the best Indologist. How do you look at it, and what is your whole experience over here in country India right now?
I am a teacher of the Veda. I have been full-time teaching for the last 27 years and full-time practicing since I was 23 years old. So the culture of Bharat has become my culture, and I've lived that. From 50 years on, I took a vow I would only teach the Vedic Vidya. Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabaha. So this Vedic Vidya in the Sanskrit language is the ancient wisdom teaching of our entire planet. It only looks like it's in India, but the rest of the languages used in the world are just degradations of Sanskrit. So my mission is to take this knowledge to the world, and I'm obviously non-sectarian. I'm obviously not racially or culturally or politically biased, and that is the posture of a sadhu, of a guru, of someone who's actually bringing the Vedic Vidya to everyone.
So, if we have to talk about country India, you said that you have been here, you have somewhere tried to inbuilt whatever the yoga teachings that are there, and otherwise also. How do you look at country India on one side and world otherwise, the different countries in the world otherwise?
That's a great question. It's just like this. When I see a person, I say namaste. The first thing I see is their atma, not the outside. So I don't judge them by their outside. I honor them for what they are on the inside. I say namaste. So this is the namaste culture. And it was colonized, and its wealth was stolen, and it was fragmented, and so many things were done by the British, and it's still going on to a large degree, more than people think. So I think Bharat, I prefer to call this Bharata, is doing wonderfully because they have survived that chaos with dignity, and they're in recovery. And I'm the symptom that their culture is spreading throughout the world.
So we are seeing right now there are several crises that are going on in different parts of the country, in different parts of the world via different country. You talk about Ukraine, Russia. You talk about the several aggressions that are happening from the side of China and different parts of the country like Pakistan, Afghanistan, Taliban. How do you look at the way India is right now playing a role with diplomatic dialogue and giving a stern message of peace? And that is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also time and again stressed upon.
The word peace is a little bit overworked. But if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you'll see that Sri Bhagavan says to Arjun, I'm going to explain myself to you because we're friends. So what we want to do is make friends with the world. And this is the basis of Dharma. Dharma is to use the planet and leave the planet so that the next generation will have one. So technology is threatening Dharma, but it's also facilitating communication. So our best principle is live based on Dharma, make friends with every culture, and then when it's welcome, share the Vedic Vidya, the Sanskrit Vidya, with the friends that you make, and you'll give them the new worldview that's bigger. With a bigger worldview, we'll stop trying to hurt each other. So atomic weapons is Brahman, the tamasic way. We're going to show you, with atomic weapons, we're going to show you the white light of Brahman, but it's going to destroy you. With yoga, we show you the white light With yoga, we show you the white light of Brahman, where we all come from. So yoga is to give us a connection so that that light shines through us. The more enlightened people we have on the planet, the more we might survive technology. It's a new experiment. So yoga and the Vedic understanding is a crucial vitamin that's missing right now, but we can bring it in a friendly way to everyone.
Well, a bit of second last question. If we have to talk, we all have gone through very difficult times of corona crisis. You know, the pandemic, the way it attacked the whole world was something that made everyone realize how every life matters. India has played a very important role exporting vaccines and going ahead and talking about, playing an important role all across globally. How do you look at that? In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently stressed upon a point that how the vaccines were at higher level exported all across the different countries, be it the developing countries or be it developed countries.
Well, this is a scientific question. And the problem with the way COVID has been treated is that it's not been treated scientifically. I'll give you an example. If you say to me, 1 million people died, I say, what kind of people? What was their health? What was their lifestyle? What were they eating? Were they drug addicts, alcoholic? Were they healthy? Were they happy? Where were they? What did they die of? And who made that? Well, humans are playing around with viruses. So, when COVID came out, I called it covert. Not COVID, covert, because it's somebody's science gone bad. So, it's been used to control everyone using technology. That's the danger, not the flu, not that the particular disease. The real problem is that it's used to control everyone and dominate them without informing them correctly. The Vedic culture, first of all, has Ayurveda. So what's really missing is lifestyle. And I'm going to say right now, the problem for COVID is McDonald's. If you want COVID to go away, quit feeding people junk. Quit giving them Coca-Cola and junk food and beer and alcohol. Yes, they have freedom, but if you give them health and teach them to be healthy when they're young, then at least there's hope that they won't really be diseased and won't really be ill. But if you give someone a shot to protect them from one thing, but their lifestyle is terrible, you can't protect them. So if you give me statistics, you must give me demographics, or I know you're lying to me. So I call the solution to COVID-19 Veda Vid 108.
Last question, sir. Connecting it with Ramayana, Bhagavad Gita, how do you, what you would like to give few lines for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, a kind of person who is globally emerging out as a leader, a strong leader, giving a strong message about everything that is right now the need of our and probably required to make Earth a better place. Also some few lines for country India.
All right. Well, I've had the pleasure and privilege of meeting Narendra Modi. I met him when he was the PM of Gujarat. And so I know his character. And he is a yogi leader. He's a real Kshatriya. He's someone, a Kshatriya means not one who attacks, it's one who protects. And Narendra Modi is a yogi and a Kshatriya, so he reminds me of Yudhisthira. He's not quite like Arjun. Arjun's a little more on the field. Yudhisthira is steady, Yuddha in Sthira, steady in war. So Narendra Modi stays calm and he remembers what the goal is, and that is for all of us to work together. And that's why with the G20 this year having Bharat as the leader, so now Narendra Modi is being able to speak the voice that he always spoke. From the time I met him 20 years ago, he was speaking in the same voice. He's just got a bigger microphone. But his message is we must become friends. and not use technology to harm one another. And that is beginning and end his message. And he will improve the world in whatever way he can, but not by pointing a gun to their head, only by pointing this to their heart.